Great.
Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode. My name is Caroline, and my today's guest is Nelson Paredez Parks. And I'm so happy he said yes to our interview. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you so much. We had some technology stuff going on, but ready to have a chat with you.
Oh, yes, thank you so much. And I would love to introduce you to the audience. You are a versatile leader in the entertainment industry, heading the ESI Network, a talent management company with over 30 years of experience. You also run two exciting initiatives, helpandanswers.com, which supports business growth for entrepreneurs, and the AI experts. You have to help me with the pronunciation.com, helping
Yep.
entertainment professionals integrate AI into their businesses. Your past ventures include Talent Plan, Break for Breakfast, and Kids Eyes, a nonprofit providing art scholarship to underprivileged kids. With the background from Columbia College and USC, you are a mentor and game changer in entertainment. Welcome to the Inspired Podcast, Nelson Paredes Parks.
Well, wow. Thank you so much. That's quite an intro. So you got that down really well.
So you recognize yourself, and I did not mix up the bios.
I think you killed it. You did awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And my first question is, what inspired you to create helpandanswers.com, and how does it support entrepreneurs in scaling their businesses?
Awesome. So, during the pandemic, one of the things that happened is I was really trying to think out of the box. And, I had been coaching actors for decades and really mentoring clients, to get them to the next level of their career. I've helped actors, start their business as actors and grow their business and taking clients, to the Oscars and the Emmys, So I've really learned how to mentor, develop, and help actors in the actors community. And then when it got kind of slower in the entertainment business during the pandemic, I thought, what could I do to reinvent this model to help, honestly, a lot more people? So I think I started asking the kind of questions that started giving me those answers, and that's how I kind of came up with the brand of helpandanswers.com. The concept is this: you have the life, the brand, and the company that you have dependent on the questions you ask yourself in your life. So if you ask yourself really powerful questions, you're going to have certain answers. And if you ask yourself not so good questions, then you're also going to have a sort of life, business, or brand. So for me, I was just really trying to think out of the box how to re-inspire, how do we re-engage, not just in entertainment, but in a larger conversation that's really helping business owners and entrepreneurs. So that's exactly what I did. I built over 100 different helpful forms and sheets that are helping business owners and entrepreneurs really with their brand. And so it's been a very exciting journey. So what I help you do is I help you with your time, your money, your boundaries, the physical spaces in your life, how to build out your networks, how to focus on your systems and structures. So I've come up with just a lot of helpful forms, sheets, and structures that really help the entrepreneur thrive.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. Now I understand what you are providing us with, so to say. So it started during the pandemic, and you asked yourself the question, how can you scale your business or transfer, let's say, pivot to the next level, because there was no coaching anymore or no entertainment industry, so to say. They could not work physically together, right? If I don't know how it was. I forgot, even though it's just 3 years ago. So you
Yep.
built this one, and I love that. Yes.
So it's like you want to ask yourself, I kind of came up with a couple types of questions that you want to ask yourself as a business owner. So there's action-minded questions. So action-minded questions would be something like, what one step or action could I take today that would have my day be more productive for the day? Then a question in the financial arena would be something like, what one call could I make today to bring in more income today, this week, or this month? Or what one bill should I pay today that if I don't, it might cause a problem for me? That's a financial type question. Then there's relationship-based questions like, what one statement could I speak over myself today to set myself up to win for the day? Or what one person could I call today that would most impact my month? And how could I impact that relationship? Habits and routine questions. That question may be something like, what one new habit could I start today to improve my productivity? Or what one small action can I take today to build a healthier lifestyle? That's again a habit and routine question. Then I have problems and challenge questions. For example, a question may be, what one resource or tool can I seek out today to help me solve a current problem that I have on my plate? Or what one step can I take today to address the biggest challenge that I'm facing in my life? And those are the type of questions that I feel that if you, as a person, as a brand, as a company, start asking yourself, the impact of like that'll kind of give you your to-do list on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So I just like to make sure that we're asking ourselves deep and powerful questions. And that's helped me kind of build an entire new business model that's helping entrepreneurs and business owners.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. So your wisdom is like the quality of the question determines the quality of the answers, of course. So you were sitting there during the pandemic inventing, not inventing, but writing down all those questions for your clients. And we as users, when I consider myself as users of helpandanswers.com, then it's my task to deliver the answers or to for myself, of course, for myself, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's those kind of questions. And so I've also kind of come up with some systems and structures regarding the kind of meetings that you should be having with yourself as a business entrepreneur. For example, like there's certain meetings that I have with myself. I have my powerful question hour every week that's addressing, certain deep questions that I should be asking myself as a business owner. Then I have a second meeting that I have is my CEO planner hour. My CEO planner hour is where I sit down and I plan out what I need to be doing as a CEO so that there's a distinction between working in your business and working on your business. So I want to make sure that we're working on our business, so we're building the business and not doing just all the work that the business requires. Then the third sort of meeting that I make sure I have with myself is my financial hour. So my financial hour, I'm asking myself what money's coming in and what money's going out, and what do I need to do this week, this month, or this year to really make sure that that income's coming in. The fourth sort of meeting that I'll have with myself is my client fishing and mining hour. That's the time where I'm actually searching out for clients, reaching out, trying to fish. And I fish in little ponds, lakes, and oceans. So you want to like think on like, where are you fishing for that next client? You need to have your minnow clients, which are your smaller clients, just to maintain your cash flow. But you also want to go after, if you really want to grow your business, like those big whales, So it's like you want to make sure that you're fishing in the right ponds or pools or oceans. Then I have another type of meeting that's called my social media hour. That's the time that I'm planning out my social media posts, what I want to have as messaging out to the world. Then with everything that you're doing, you need to make sure that you keep everything organized. So you need your organizational hour where you're working on your organizational systems and structures and just cleaning up your desktop, cleaning up your house, cleaning up, your car, cleaning up every area of your life so you can be productive and really impact your week. Then I have the seventh meeting I have is my team meeting hour where I'm meeting with my team, empowering my team, listening to they're struggling with, coming up with ideas to set them in the right direction for what they want to be doing in their week-to-week basis, and to just mentor them in the right area. And then I have my project hours. My project hours are hours that I dedicate to focusing on what projects I'm really focused on that week. The ninth sort of meeting is a meeting that kind of goes through just asking yourself deep questions about yourself, in the sense that you're learning and growing, like taking a look at like what books you're reading, what new things you want to be growing. So you're also growing yourself as an individual. And then the 10th meeting is your proposal time, that you're actually sending out proposals out to the world for people to engage in what you're up to. So those meetings are not in any series of like order that I gave you. That I just was kind of like stream of consciousness putting that stuff out there. But these are the type of meetings that I think that any successful person, individual, or company should be having in their schedule. So if you're asking the right questions, and then you're actually scheduling your time appropriately with these sort of meetings, you start to have different sorts of results in your company and your brand. And so, what I help people do is figure out what those sort of meetings are for themselves, what sort of questions those are for yourself, and help you construct a business plan for your life and business. So, every company in America has a business plan, but I think you as an individual need to have a business plan for you on how you do you, because the most important asset you have to you is you.
Absolutely. And I love how you named it, business plan for yourself, your personal life, because it is about when we say I'm busy, then what are you busy with? So you can plan this. And I love that you are the question expert. And the all the meetings you named, it sounds like fun. It sounds like the question club or the project club or the team
Uh-huh.
meeting club or something like that. It's fun.
Uh-huh.
It's not so yeah, serious or so. You put it on your calendar, then you form a new habit to do this. And of course, I have I have a next question for you.
Yes.
How do you see AI transforming the entertainment industry, and what advice do you give professionals looking to integrate it into their business models?
Well, I think AI, I am not an expert in AI, but I started an initiative called the AI Experts to bring AI people into the entertainment community here in Hollywood. And so I feel like AI is not necessarily going to replace all of us, but I do think that it will replace people that don't know how to integrate AI into their business models. So I think it is important to make sure that we're looking at like, what sort of tools should you be using in your business? And again, it's asking the right questions. It's like, what are all the things that your staff is doing or your team is doing that like maybe you could use technology to help you a little bit, and get further? I mean, there's a lot of ethical concerns in the entertainment industry and like, is it going to replace actors? Is it going to replace the writers? And there are elements that it will replace. But I think if you're a savvy entrepreneur, if you're an out of the box thinker, bottom line is you want to figure out how to integrate technology into your world. Technology is a great tool. There's also a lot of negatives with technology, so you need to find that good balance for yourself and your business and figure out how to do that. So one of the things I'll do is I'll sit down with the business owners and talk about what's working, what's not working, what do you think we could use technology for? Do we need to build some apps with some developers to help you like build some sort of area of your business that needs to be run on technology more? So I think it's a very individual conversation for each business owner to try to figure out what are those things that technology can be helping you move your business forward with in a meaningful and impactful way.
Mhm. Thank you so much for your answers. It was not a question of yours. It was an answer I received. And I think it is a good combination, your help and answers.com, like asking powerful questions and then to get answers through AI. And you named it. It's not it's an individual level for each entrepreneur. What do they need, right? And it's not about the answers, it's about the questions.
Yep. Yep. Very profoundly said.
Yes, but we are not aware of it. We aim for the solution or the answer, but the power lies in the question. Because if you have the question, the right question, then
Mhm.
it brings the answer with it, because
Yep.
it's two sides of one thing, let's say. I don't know.
Yep. Yep,
Tell
yep.
me
Right, rightly said.
which thing. Okay. My next question is, with decades of experience in talent management, what key advice do you offer parents looking to get their children into show business while maintaining healthy boundaries?
Well, I think the important thing is you just got to keep it fun. When you ask a kid, do they want to be on TV and they're a 6 or 7 year old, they don't even really know what that means. So I think, getting on television is a great fun thing if you want to start maybe doing some commercials. So I think if you use it, like for clients that, there's a lot of clients that have come to us and the parents will bring their kids into my office and they want to be famous. And I say to them, do you really understand what fame is? Fame destroys so many people if you don't have healthy boundaries. So I like to make sure that we're building a wise game plan on are you doing this for the right reasons? If you just want to make money and get famous, those are the wrong reasons. This has to be something that will help your kids grow in their communication skills, grow in their confidence skills. So I will mentor a client to really learn what it takes to be in the entertainment, do it for the right reason, and have fun growing up. And some of my clients have gone on to you become famous and all that, but I also have clients that have just had fun and like booked a couple commercials, done well at this, and it's been a fun experience growing up. Next year, I'm launching these series of books on a website called kidsontv.com. And we have 18 different books that we're kind of ebooks that we're putting out there on how to get your kid in show business. So maybe down the road, once those books go live, we can have another deep conversation about, all of those ebooks that we have coming on. But yes, next year we'll have that being launched, and I just want to give back and educate parents and actors how to truly get into the business the right way.
Yeah, it's so important. We witness this like not only on TV but also on social media, right? When people get famous too early or without being prepared, without setting healthy boundaries,
Mhm.
said this, then something happens. So we have experts like you helping especially parents because the kids are not your clients. The kids are, I don't know.
Well, the kid is my client, but truly, until a kid is
Mhm.
18, the parent is my client, and we're facilitating that on the behalf of the kid.
Yes, this is what I wanted to express, because they are not able to do contracts, right? Or to sign legally or whatever. So it takes the parents, of course, and then to find out, and this is also about health. Yeah, you talked about that the parents not define that it is aligned with what is best for the kid.
Yep,
Yes, this is what you wanted to express, right? That when they are looking for the money, but it is in fact it's the kid doing the work. So it's not
right.
their money.
Yep.
Mhm.
It's the kid's money,
Mhm.
and the parents need to be wise stewards of it.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much for sharing. You told us about your project with the ebook series next year. And we talked about goals already, but not about your goals, for example. Do you set goals? We know this, or intentions? And what is one of your next goals?
Yes, I have always been a goal setter and I always write things down. There was a study done years ago at a top university about the people that actually write their goals down accomplish more in life, by 97%, in every area of their life. So I think it's important to set intentions and goals. And I think it's wise to set up like a group that's accountable in your life so that you kind of have accountability partners and buddies. So I think that is critically important. And you also need to give yourself permission that when you don't hit the goal that you set, sometimes I set a goal that I want to accomplish a certain thing. And then as I work on it, I'm like, huh, that's actually not my goal. This is my goal. And I have to kind of readjust and realign kind of what I'm up to. So you have to stay fluid in the matter and figure out how to have the goal, but be flexible to be able to, pivot and have a different perspective, as that's super wise and important, because life will come at you and you'll get thrown like a curveball and you got to figure out how do you shift and pivot and wisely shift what you're up to. So I think it's important to set those target specific measurable result goals that you want to try to get accomplished, but also find ways to be flexible and fluid.
Wow, what a great answer. Thank you so much. And I would love to ask you about your coaches and mentors. Do you have coaches and mentors for yourself? And who was the best coach you ever had?
Oh my goodness. Um, I've had a lot of different coaches over the years, and I've done a lot of different programs over the years. I've done everything from, Tony Robbins, who's very inspiring, to I've done various courses and classes at places like Landmark Education and the Warrior Camp and the Millionaire Mindset. And then I've had personal one-on-one coaches that have coached me in life. One of my coaches from this last year that really said something wise to me was Nelson. He said, just keep trying new things. As you keep trying something new, you'll sometimes find the answer. So if something doesn't work, try something else, and then try something else, and then try something else. And it's like learning to just keep at it until you find the thing that works. And sometimes it'll be on the second or third try, and sometimes it'll be on that 100th try. So I think it's about just staying engaged, keeping the conversation moving forward, and continue to try new approaches to what you're up to in life.
Wow, I love what you said, and that reminds me of Thomas Edison, of course, with his 50,000 tries to create or invent or discover the light bulb or electricity in general.
Right?
Yes, thank you so much. Okay, you had coaches and mentors. It's so important. They save you time, of course. And now I will save you time because of our interview. Before we close, so of course I would love to ask you where people can find you. We know this already. You have the helpandanswers.com and the other one, the AI experts. And where can we find you when we want to reach out to you? And what are your final thoughts?
Gotcha. So the best place to reach out is for business owners. You can go to helpandanswers.com and try to connect with me through the website. You can personally find me on at Nelson Paredez Parks. That's my socials on Instagram. So at Nelson Paredez Parks. If you want to do the entertainment industry and you're an actor or you're a kid and you want to learn more about how to get in the entertainment industry, you can reach my company, the ESI Network, and you can check us out on that website. If you're learning how to integrate AI more into what you're up to, again, the AIexperts.com. And if you want a really great vacation, I have an Airbnb in Mexico. That's a brilliant, beautiful property that's been in our family for over 125 years. And that website is casazacafe.com. Casa is CASA, so Casa Zacafe, ZACAFE.com. And it's a beautiful, magical place in Mexico where you fly into Mexico City. I have a car service that picks you up. You go to the pyramids for an hour and have lunch there in a cave. And then you head up into this magical little town called Zacatlan. And it's been a family favorite vacation spot that I've been to for all of my life, where my grandmother grew up. And so during the pandemic, I turned it into a passion project, and turned it into an Airbnb. So those are all the many ways. I'm just trying to impact, help people, and have people have better and more productive lives. So again, personally, if you want to reach out on my Instagram at Nelson Paredez Parks. And thank you so much for this blessing to be on your podcast. And for any of your listeners out there, I'd love to connect.
Me too. It's all about connection. Thank you so much. This was the best message you could deliver. Please reach out to Nelson. He's amazing. Check out this Airbnb. You were hiding, you were saving until so the best comes last, right? You saved this, the
Well,
message.
you got to work hard and then you got to play hard. So I believe in both. So it's important to get out there, impact and impact the world. And then you want to take little rest breaks where you just enjoy life and get to see the fruits of all your labor. So, Caroline, thank you so much. May you keep impacting all the communities that you're impacting. And I thank you so much for all your thoughtful and deep questions on this podcast as well.
Thank you so much. I'm improving the quality of my questions. And yeah, thank you and see you in the next episode.